know which end of a girl is which. Chapter 2. The Cake and the Complication. Upstairs in apartment 201, the mood was considerably more festive, though no less chaotic. The kitchen was a battlefield of flour, powdered sugar, and the frantic energy of a birthday celebration in progress. It was Jeanette's birthday, and Jack was determined to make it a masterpiece or at least something edible. "I got the cake," Jack announced, sliding into the kitchen with a cardboard box held aloft like a holy relic. He narrowly missed hitting the hanging macrame planter. "Where's the birthday girl?" Chrissy asked, her eyes wide with the kind of excitement usually reserved for Christmas morning. She was wearing a pinstriped vest and a boatie, her idea of party casual. "She's in the kitchen," Jonna called out, appearing from behind a cupboard with a stack of plates. "And I'm keeping an eye on my own dinner because I know Jack's culinary surprises usually involve a visit from the fire department." Jack tried to sneak up behind her for a birthday kiss, leaning in with a playful grin. Jonna, having developed a sixth sense for Jack's proximity, dodged him with practiced ease. "No sneaking. Jack, this isn't a game of tag. Phone for an appointment next time, and maybe I'll fit you in between the salad and the main course." "The moment's ruined," Jack lamented, clutching his heart with theatrical flair. He turned his attention to the cake. "Anyway, I got it at half price. A real bargain." Jeanne peered into the box, her brow furrowing. "Jack, it says happy birthday, Jimmy." Details. Jack waved a hand dismissively, as if the name were a minor spelling error. "I've got it all figured out. I'll scrape off the I and make it J. It's informal. It's chic. It's budget-friendly. Besides, J sounds like a nickname for Jeanne. It's almost romantic if you think about it through a lens of extreme frugality." The conversation was interrupted by a sharp, rhythmic knock at the door, the unmistakable cadence of Stanley Roper. The three roommates froze. A knock from the landlord usually meant either a complaint about noise or a demand for the rent. Stanley stepped inside, looking uncharacteristically nervous. He bypassed the girls and pulled Jack into the corner by the beaded curtain, his eyes darting toward Jeanne and Chrissy as if he were selling contraband. "Jack, can I talk to you?" "Man to." "Well, man to roommate." Jack leaned against the door frame, trying to look both masculine and non-threatening. "Sure, Mr. Roper. Is there a leak in the plumbing? Because I swear the shower has its own personality lately." No. It's my niece, Karen. She's visiting from New York. I want you to take her out tonight. Show her the town. Keep her occupied." Jack blinked. The mental image of a female Stanley Roper balding, grumpy, and perhaps wearing a checkered dress flashed through his mind. "Mr. Roper, I'd love to help, really, but it's Jeanette's birthday. We have a Jimmy cake and everything." Stanley's face fell, his shoulders slumping in a display of calculated misery. He looked at Jack with the eyes of a man who had reached the end of his rope. "I'll give you $50. Jack's eyes widened. $50 was a fortune. It was 3 months of textbooks. It was a week's worth of prime rib for the kitchen. It was more money than he'd seen in a single bill since he moved to Santa Monica. "And you can use my car," Stanley added, leaning in close, the scent of stale cigars and peppermint following him. "I just need her out of the house so Helen stops nagging me about her youthful spirit. And I know you. Well, you're safe. You're the most harmless fella I know." "Safe," Jack repeated, a slow grin tugging at the corners of his mouth. "You know, against your religion to get frisky with the opposite sex, you take her out, and I don't have to worry about any funny business." Jack suppressed a laugh. The gay ruse was paying dividends he hadn't even imagined. "Well, Mr. Roper, for $50 and a set of wheels, I suppose I could perform my civic duty and show her the sights." Chapter 3: The Blonde Bombshell. Jack expected a gargoyle. He expected someone who shared Stanley's penchant for frowns and ill-fitting clothing. Instead, when Karen stepped through the door of the Ropers' ground-floor apartment, Jack found himself staring at a woman who looked like she had been carved out of sunlight and New York sophistication. She was stunning. Her blonde hair fell in soft waves that caught the dim hallway light. Her eyes were a piercing blue that seemed to see right through Jack's nervous energy, and her smile was a sultry, confident thing that made Jack forget his own name, his age, and the fact that he was currently being paid to be safe. "Hi," she said, her voice a low, melodic purr that resonated in Jack's chest. "I'm Karen. You must be the chaperone." Jack's jaw practically hit the shag carpet. He scrambled to find his voice. "I'm Jack. I'm the armored truck. I'm Jack Tripper. Your date, your escort, your tour guide." Stanley beamed, oblivious to the chemistry crackling in the air like a live wire. "See, I told you he was a nice fella, Karen. Very respectful. Go on, have a good time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do." "That leaves a lot of room for maneuver," Helen whispered to Karen as she handed her a clutch bag. She gave Jack a knowing wink that made him sweat. The night was supposed to be a simple, scripted tour of Santa Monica, but with Jack Tripper behind the wheel of Stanley's aging sedan, nothing was ever simple. They drove down the coast, the ocean breeze whipping through the open windows, the salt air mingling with Karen's expensive perfume. "So," Karen said, sliding closer to him on the cracked vinyl seat, "my uncle thinks you're a safe bet." "Why is that, Jack?" Jack gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white. "Oh, I'm just a guy who likes flowers and cooking. I'm very delicate, very unthreatening." Karen laughed, a rich, genuine sound. "I don't buy it. You have a look in your eyes, Jack, like you're hiding a very big secret." The conversation was cut short When the sedan's radiator decided